Alright, hello everyone, it's me Barky, and I was asked about the drugs that I was on during one of the podcasts that I put up on this channel. So you can actually see that podcast if you go. It is around the campfire at Resonance. It's called the Resonance Podcast, and it's pretty fucking weird in the beginning, at least. You can hear that people are kind of fucked up. So that was a music festival that I went to in December for New Year's, I think. It was fucking crazy. It was fucking crazy. But yeah, I got asked about the experience because I was talking to my cousin about it on stream. And a few people wanted to know. So basically, I was on LSD at the time. And I was on 550 micrograms, which is a massive amount. Like, okay, sorry, someone's probably going to be like, no, it's not. For me, that's a massive amount. And I'm someone who has done LSD several times in their life. Quite a few times, actually. But they've always been in about 200 range. The first time I did LSD, I think it was 120. And this time it was a fuck ton. So the original plan was to take 200. Oh, no, it was to take 175, I think. And my dealer told me the day before I bought it, he said that as a thank you, he's gonna double the dosage. And I actually wasn't happy with this. And he didn't tell me until literally like... it might have been the day before or something, and I didn't want to piss him off, so I was like, yeah, okay, well, whatever. And what I was thinking was I would just take half. And that's okay, you know? I was happy that he told me at least. I mean, it'd be pretty fucked up if he didn't. So he gave it to me, and it was one for me, one for my cousin, and then mine was already a bit stronger, so he just doubled the dosage. So in total it was about 550 for both of them put together. So you can kind of imagine what happened. My cousin didn't end up taking them, and I dropped them at about 6 PM on the Saturday night, and that was like the night before New Year's or during New Year's. And by 9 o'clock they still hadn't kicked in. The first one, the initial one. Sorry, let me explain this better. So I took one at 6 PM, and by 9 PM, 3 hours later, I felt nothing, and I felt like I've been fucking bamboozled. So I was like, whatever, dude, I'll just take the other one and see if that one works, because my cousin didn't want it. So I took the other one. It completely fucked me up about an hour later. The first pill kicked in. It was actually in a jelly bean. It wasn't a piece of paper that you put on your tongue, which is what is normal. And it kicked in about an hour later, the initial one, and it was fucking awesome for 3 hours. The first half an hour was crazy. That's when the podcast takes place. I was just talking to people, chatting, and then within, I'd say, about half an hour to an hour, I felt it fully kick in. I hadn't felt the second one yet, but I felt the first one fully kick in. And then I'd say about an hour later, I felt the second one, and my heart just fucking exploded. It exploded. Like, I was destroyed and I was wrecked. I can't think of anything that ever came close to that, because this was an obscene amount of LSD to take, because I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, this is an obscene amount of LSD to take. Like, I could not believe how I was feeling at the time. It was crazy. So I had this, like, shocking... My body kept, like, feeling as if there's a shockwave going down, like, up and down, constantly. Every time I took a breath, I felt, like, my head pulsate. It's fucking crazy. So then when the second one kicked in, when the second jelly bean kicked in, I immediately got up and went to the main stage. Because I was chilling at the campsite before then, and we were all camping. And I went up to the main stage, and that was when I felt the full effects of it, and I was a fucking god. That's all I can say. Things were going crazy. I wasn't even partying that much. It wasn't like the MDMA feeling. It was just like, holy shit, this is it. It was fucking crazy. I don't recommend doing 550 to anyone. I cannot imagine someone doing that and having a good time at a party. I can't even imagine doing 200 at a party and enjoying myself. This was different though. I was in a really good mood. I'd been planning this for a while, and yeah, so when it actually happened, it just fucked me up. That's pretty much it. So for everyone asking about that story, that is pretty much the story about when why my cousin keeps bringing up the fact that I took two. It is because I took his and I took mine, and at separate times, so it kicked in later. So the stages I went through at the time, it's pretty weird. So the first half an hour was very chilled. started seeing things move a little bit, like things got a little dazzly. Started to see the swirling that you get with LSD. At least I get it every single time. Like things started to swirl around each other, like clouds started to swirl, stars were swirling. If I looked at the floor, I saw like, not eyes, but I saw things kind of happening. Then about an hour and a half later after that, so within the first 2 hours, it was at the peak for the first jelly bean. I don't know how the peaks work when you've taken a second one before the first one's kicked in. That was definitely the peak though for me, was that 2 hour mark. I was chilling, talking to everyone, I was partying straight up, going crazy at the dance floor. Talking to all my friends. It was crazy because like at this music festival, all my high school friends were there. So I was chilling with a lot of them. That was awesome. And then I got super sweaty, tired. I wanted to go get changed. So I went and got changed while on LSD. And then I went and sat at a friend's campsite and I was just chatting to this girl. And that was good. I was just trying to explain to her what I was seeing and I was freaking out completely. The entire time I was just freaking out, like it was crazy. She was like, dude, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, everything is fine, everything is okay, please, just chill. Stop, you're making me feel crazy. I'm not crazy, you're crazy, I'm not the crazy one. Damn, I wish I recorded that, because she told me I seemed fucking like a serial killer. That was probably the first phase. I would say the godly phase. Then, after about 4 hours of partying, my body started feeling tired, like I could feel that I was pushing myself, because I was like 4 hours of dancing, talking, chilling. Then I wanted to chill for a little bit. And I remember I met up with my cousin. I came back to the campsite. I saw someone I didn't want to see. Didn't make me sad though, but I was like, I really didn't want to see her. So I went back and I was chilling with my cousin Bont, who's actually the channel manager, and we were just chatting. I was trying to explain to him what was happening in my head. That was the chill phase, and that was okay. Then something crazy happened, but that godly phase came back, and I assume this is because the second jelly bean kicked in at that point, and I started like fucking, my mind was just blowing, like colors were exploding, I was seeing things everywhere. I looked at the ground and I just saw worms, but they were grass. I didn't actually see tons of worms, but I just saw thousands and thousands and thousands of worms consuming things. And then I remember lying back for a second and just lying back for a second, closing my eyes, and then in the time that I closed my eyes, apparently it was like half an hour had passed or something, and there was like a spotlight on my cousin's face at the campsite. And I just remember seeing these worms coming out of his eyes and his mouth and his nose, and they were like these techno-organic metal worms. So it was like a metal, like a liquid like Terminator 2 T-1000 kind of metal-looking worms, just drooping, and had these red shining eyes. And I was just blowing my mind. Everything was just blowing my mind. I was going fucking crazy, trying to comprehend what was going on. Obviously, I was freaking the fuck out, but not loudly. In my head, I was screaming, so I was like, why did I do this? Why am I so dumb? Oh boy. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I was trying to explain to my cousin everything I was seeing. I was just like, shit's just fucking crazy. And I saw all the people that we were staying with. I looked at their faces, and everyone was just equally as mind-bending, I have to say. And then after that phase ended, that was like after 5 to 6 hours. It was now 2 or 3 in the morning. I think people had gone to sleep in my campsite because you had to leave the next day before 12, I think. So everyone thought it would be a good idea to go to sleep early, but obviously I was high as kite on LSD, so I was just chilling. I was doing everything. And then there was this guy called Ziggy. Ziggy's like this Rasta man. Very cool Rasta man, and he was like, dude, I'll take care of you, And I was like, I'm fine, I don't want anyone to take care of me. I didn't want to be a dick, so we just chilled, because he is a super nice guy, so we just chilled. And then my colors were popping, and I was just saying like, dude, I just want to chill, I just want to watch the stage, I just want to not have to worry about anything. And he was like, oh, I'm so jealous. It was kind of crazy. So then after that, so that was about 6 hours. It was about 3 or 4 in the morning at that point, and I was like, I just want to chill now. And then I had these moments of self-reflection and complete insanity. I sat down at the campsite like this, and I was like, you know, like trying to control my face, because I sometimes I struggle to like control this part of my face sometimes. I was trying to control my face, and then I look over to where my cousin used to be sitting, and there's a fucking copy of me sitting there. And I watched Mr. Robot this year, but it was pretty much like Mr. Robot. Like I saw a duplicate of myself who seemed real, and I didn't know that it was a copy of me, and he started talking to me. And it was just the most mind-bending fucking thing that I've ever experienced in my life. Easily. And I was having a full-on conversation with this, like, clone of mine, which just obviously just made me feel like I'm fucking insane. And then at the end I was like, you can't actually be real, right? This is so fucked up. This is so fucked up. And then I tried to go to sleep, but I didn't sleep a wink. And apparently I was whimpering while I was lying down. According to my friend Chris, he was like, dude, you're making so many noises. It was pretty fucked up. I'll be honest. I will never ever do it again. Just because it was kind of a once-off experience and I was happy with that. And it was fun. But if you are the kind of person to try LSD, like you're looking to try it or something, take a very small dosage the first time. 100 micrograms, maybe even less than that. Just chill. Take my advice from someone who didn't do it. I think those are the best people to take the advice from. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.